Thanks for everyone who are attending this webinar. So in this webinar, it's all going to be about a oral overview about embedded BI and about Bolt BI's embedded solution. And also, I'll be picking up some real-time examples, real-life examples, which is from different domains like healthcare, human resource, or sales, different domains. And I'll try to match all those domains, real life examples with embedded BI scenarios. So that's all it's going to be in today's agenda, covering up with these topics. So first, let's see a quick description about what is an application. A software application which runs on a private server or in a cloud on a web, which could be of Windows-based or of a mobile platform. So basically, it will be accessible over internet. So this definition of application is in terms of from the software side, from our side, not from user side, right? So that's where we need to understand, right? So that's why I just framed such a definition. So almost everything that we use for our development or for our day-to-day work is nothing but an app. Okay. Now let us make it clear why analytics play a vital role in every software application or a solution. All these four screenshots are different applications, as you all know, and all these apps and most of the apps, almost all the apps will be having either reports or analytics in their main menu, or which will be easily accessible, right? So this analytics page or a window in an application will be filled up with metrics as visuals like charts, tables, or number cards. That is mostly about the logged in user. Whichever user has logged in, the metrics will be related to that particular person. All these applications taken as example from online, they have made analytics to be accessible for the users within the application itself. That's the main point, right? And since these dashboards are installed directly into applications where the users are actually working, there is no more complications resulting from leaving the native application just in case to get some insights or so. For example, if one is using Stripe for the payments, once he has checked all the payments, if he come to reports, he'll be also getting some insights as well. So what is the summary in the October month, and whether the recognized revenue is received or not. What is the trend in recognized revenue for the past few weeks. So like that, he'll be able to get all the insights, right? In this case, the user need not to export his data to get the insights. The user need not to export the data to some other BI tool and populate it, connect it with the BI tool, export the data into the BI tool, and convert the data as visuals. All these works are not required. So because all the metrics which a user, almost 90% of metrics which a user needs, it is present in this own application itself, right? Example, now let us take a customer service application like this, which involves for an agent, that particular agent need to close the tickets which are assigned to him on the why he begins the day. That's what the application does, right? Let's take an example. So in that case, when an agent logged in, he'll be displayed with metrics around tickets, like what he need to work and today by status and priority, what is the received time, what is the average response time, like different metrics, all based on the tickets, right? These metrics in this dashboard simply drive the agent about what are his works and how his works are going through the day. Such a dashboard in the application simply answers questions like what is done, what is not yet done, and also allows that particular agent to track the progress as well. Right? So this is a dashboard and this is present in an application. That's what I'm coming to say. Now let us check one thing. So just imagine that this is a product. Let's take an example like an accounting software or even customer service ticket closing software itself. One is building that product, and that product CEO decides to have such a reporting solution in his product, right? So in that case, to build that analytic solution for an application, in general, companies do follow either one of these three options. Let us take an example of the same customer service option itself. In that case, that CEO would be thinking how to build that analytic solution into his application. The first option is create a dedicated IT team to build that from scratch. He invested and create an IT team as well. But after a while, the CEO has built that requirements of a BI solution or analytic solution is far bigger and complex than building the customer service software itself. For example, the customer service software's core thing which need to be addressed is to the agent should be easily able to see what is his pending work, what are the tickets to be addressed today, and he need to close those tickets as soon as possible, right? So that is the core. But while he started to create on his own from scratch, he recognized that the requirements are far more bigger and it is more complex than addressing the core idea itself. Also, he is able to recognize that there is an increase in development cost and delay in rolling out each release as well. And the second option, licensing software from a cloud-based BI vendor. This is also a good option, but and even easy to go as well. But usually, cloud vendors will be charging based on users count. As you all know about the subscription model of SaaS-based application, it will be accounted as for number of users, right? So, and again, in turn, this made users who are purchasing the product to feel that a bit more expensive. Just for analytics, why I should pay additional cost? It doesn't look fine like that, right? So, and the third solution is deploying that business intelligence solution or analytics solution in the same environment where that application is hosted and embed the dashboards built on that BI tool into the application directly. So this looked to be a prominent solution, but even this also has some cons, like the BI tool should be easily glued with the application in terms of technical factors and other factors like GDPR regulations and all those things. But in this case, if it is going to be deployed in the same environment where that application is hosted, then the problems will not be much. Now let us see what is embedded BI. So embedding powerful analytics right inside your application, which will be of same look and feel like your app's design. This is what an embedded BI is. For a quick idea, just to come back with this dashboard itself. This dashboard is designed in some material theme or some latest theme. This dashboard might or might not be built by that product user. For example, for this webinar example, let's think that this is being from some other tool. But even though it is from some other BI tool and is being embedded into this the overall application, we will not be easily understand that this is of a separate tool that is being just pasted into this tool, because each and every part of this dashboard, from the look and feel, from the font size, everything will be customized to make it just understand that it is part and parcel of this application itself. So this is what embedded BI is. Coming back to the second point, it is fully customizable embedded solution where developers can tailor each segment of analytics page, all of them as designed as API-based approach. And the third point is analytics being the basic need of any application, companies are in a mind whether to make or buy. As we discussed earlier, the 3 points, the first 2 points is about making. So first point is about making, and the second and third point is about buying, right? So it is all about taking the decision, and embedded BI is nothing but taking decision of buying, which is also a cost-effective decision too in most of the cases. Now let us see why it is BOLBA embedded. BOLBA embedded is designed from the ground up to be to address all the needs of embedded BI. There are no compromises, no shortcuts, but there are rich set of APIs that allow you to control every aspect of embedding, making it seamless and impossible to distinguish from the rest of application. So first of all, BOLBA Embedded is a cloud-neutral application that can be deployed in all major public cloud platforms in your own and also in your own on-premise as well. In the upcoming slide, I'll just talk in detail about this particular part alone. And second thing is, BOLBA Embedded is fully fully supports white labeling and theming. Such support makes its users, the product users, to feel that the dashboards are part and parcel of the application itself, and the analytics layer is of the same, will be having the same look and feel with respect to the application. And finally, coming to the security part, with single sign-on authentication, single sign-on SSO, users need to log in only once into that application. They need not log in separately to access the dashboard, right? For example, just take this as a whole application. To log into this application itself, the particular user will be logging in. But again, to access this dashboard, he doesn't need to log in again. Via single sign-on, he can access both the application and dashboard together. Still, the security matters. He'll be able to view only those data which are authenticated and authorized to him. And as a product who buys embedded BI, he will not be charged based on users count, right? How many users it can be, that's not a problem. It is going to be of application. If it is going to be one application, then it is going to be just one flat fee. And whatever the user count may be, BOLBA Embedded doesn't count that. It is going to be one flat monthly pricing for one application. Simply say, it is an easy to use dashboard solution, and not only easy to use, but also to deploy and maintain as well. So let me tell a few more points in a brief about BOLBA Embedded SDK. So embedding, when we talk about embedding, there are two main things are there. One is API and SDK. API are nothing but exposing the functionalities as a method call. For example, as you all know, BOLBA is a dashboard software. So there is an API to something like render dashboard. Just imagine that. For this API, you need to write this API could be of simply a REST call. To use that REST call, you need to write the code logic in whichever language you are using, either in Python or C# or whatever it may be. You need to write the set of codes to make that REST call to listen and work it properly. This is what API is. But when it comes to SDK, software development kit, it is a pre-built development kit, and it allows you to do the embedding process into your application very easily than working with APIs. That is why embedded SDK plays a key role in terms of embedding analytics into application. Right? Even apart from the powerful SDK what BOLBA provides, the team itself will be helping each and every step while being embedded, while the dashboards are being embedded into your application. And it is not only that only dashboards can be embedded. I mean, the pre-built dashboards can be embedded. One can embed the designer as well based on the pricing plan he chooses, based on the redistribution plan he chooses. If one is choosing for redistribution, then he can embed the whole BOLBA application suite itself into his product, and he can expose the designer as well to the user. This will simply allow the users to create reports on their own, right? It is not only that the users will be able to see the pre-built dashboard. For example, to take the same example of agent using customer service application, if that agent would like to create a new dashboard to check out new metrics, then he can design his own ad hoc report using this designer, the dashboard designer, into his application itself. He doesn't need to come out of the customer service application. And coming to the SDK language supported, he'll be able to those who are able to going to embed the Bolt BI, almost all the client-side languages will be supported, because since it is going to be the JavaScript based from Angular, React, PHP, whatever, from Angular, React, and all those client-based software, this embedding will be supported. Similarly, coming to the server side, languages like .NET Core and Python, PHP, all those server-side languages also will be supported. So there is a GitHub repo I'll share at the end of this webinar, where you could find the samples for this each and every language. And finally, you will be able to design your own filters and exports. I'll talk in detail about this while I show you a demo. So coming to the benefits in using Bolt BI embedded, these are just a common feature sets, but once again, I'm privileged to tell this. Bolt BI is able to connect with 100+ data sources from Microsoft Excel, relational databases, NoSQL databases, and even to cloud data stores like Azure Blob. In addition to that, whatever the application that has exposed itself as REST API, everything will be able to be connected with Bolt BI. And even users can also request custom connectors as well, if that is not coming under this 100 data sources. And there are 35+ widgets available from line chart, radial gauge, pivot grid, and combo chart. There are many widgets are there, so which are more than enough to create a good storytelling dashboard. And finally, it is not going to be just dashboard embedding, as I told. It also includes widget embedding and have a great set of customization options as well. I'll just show example of what is dashboard embedding and widget embedding after a couple of slides. And so now we have saw what is embedded Bolt BI. Now let us see how this embedded Bolt BI can be made available, can be integrated into your applications. Primarily, there are two use cases. One is iframe and the other one is JavaScript SDK. Via iframe, you can embed public dashboards simply with the help of URL. And you can, in addition, even if it is a private dashboard and you would like to embed it via iframe, then once again, you can set a secret code along with the URL that allows a private dashboard to get loaded. This involves very less coding, and one can straight away embed a dashboard into an application just in minutes. When it comes to JavaScript SDK, it requires a bit of developer's knowledge, but it is far more powerful and can be tailored to a great extent. So simply say you will be having the complete control of the dashboard itself, not the whole dashboard, but you can control even to display one particular widget, or you can allow whether to show the title or not, whether to show the export option or not, whatever it may be. You can control everything. So coming to the next point, you can once the embedded Bolt BI is deployed, you can expose that as single tenant or multi-tenant, right? So single tenant is nothing but one common site for all your users. For example, if you are creating a tenant, if you have deployed Bolt BI and you have a tenant name called as let's say what is a company1.boltbi.com, right? Okay, so how many dashboards you may create, but all those dashboards will be having the same tenant name, company1.boltbee.com. Coming to the multi-tenant, you can deploy separate sites for each of your clients where you can customize all of them to be isolated security wise, that is login wise, and also database wise. This helps you to scale up business to as many clients as possible. For example, if you check this hospital management dashboard, you could see it can be designed only once, but can be deployed to multiple tenants. That is, you need to design only once. Hospital management dashboard has only one time, and how many customers you add upon for your product. For all those customers, you can deploy the same dashboard to all those tenants and simply connect the new customers database into that particular template, so that it reduces your cost, it reduces your time, and makes your users to onboard so quickly. So as you could see, it is same dashboard, but it is deployed for two different hospitals. So a company works hard to build customers' trust in a brand, right? So that is the creating a brand name is so valuable. So allowing your clients to rebrand dashboards in their apps, allow them to present the dashboards as trustworthy applications, right? Definitely. So if you coming to this part, uh, just having the not only having the logo within the dashboard, you can also allow one to have the client's logo wherever it is, in header, email, favicon, in the browser or in the login screen, whatever it may be. A complete control to rebrand the app for different clients. Each and every client you can control, right? With one dashboard server, you can deploy multiple tenants, and for all those tenants, which is nothing but clients, you can do the rebranding as you wish. So as you could see here, everything, all the operations of rebranding, it is in the UI itself. You don't need to involve into code as well. Right. And coming to the deployment part, that is where this uh, where this BoltBA should be installed, right? So coming to that deployment part, your application might be hosted in a cloud platform or in-house data centers. Technical needs are ever changing, right? So yesterday it was Visual Basic, and later on it became .NET Framework, and now totally all of the applications are moving towards web and mobile. Like that, the technical needs are ever changing. So the BI and analytics platform also should be hosted and should be glued together with that application, right? And having BoltBA set up and installed and dashboard created, you can embed the dashboard into your application in 15 minutes of time with the help of our samples, right? And if you can deploy BoltBA on your own premises itself, that is in-house data centers, or you can deploy on most of the on a public cloud platform as well, like Microsoft Azure, AWS, or GCP. And if you already have Bolt reports, which is another product of Syncfusion, then you can deploy BoltBA together with Bolt reports with same user base, single sign-on, and data sources common for both the products. This really saves a lot of time, and you can either choose whether to create a report or create a dashboard for the same data source. Last week, we released 3.3 version of BoltBA, which has a lot of new features for analytics. So just look into this blog, and you'll be able to see all the new features in this release. And just to mention two main features that has been introduced, that has been launched in this release. One can render multiple, that is, one can render multiple dashboards in a same page itself. As you could see, there are two dashboards in this web page. Both the dashboards are in same page, even though both the dashboards are with different login and different security aspects. if the logged user is privileged to view both the dashboards, even though it is from different tenants or different data, both the dashboards can be logged in with in same page. And as I told earlier, the dashboard designer itself can be embedded into your application, which allows your your product users to create ad hoc reports by themselves. That will be a great advantage for your users, right? The creating a dashboard by themselves by simply a drag and drop designer, it will be a great pleasure for them. Now let us see a quick demo of all the features which I discussed. So this is a public playground, embed-stk.boldbee.com. It is a public playground which you can also access and just check out what are the features in this embedded BA. So just consider that this is that this whole part is an application, and this is the view area. Okay, so this view area displays the dashboard and the metrics in the dashboards. Just consider like that. And this portion doesn't belong to Bowlbee. I mean, this portion doesn't belong to the dashboard. It is part of the, so the one with the gray background is nothing but the application, and the right portion, the bigger portion is the dashboard, right? So first of all, let us see rendering. So what are all we can render? Yeah, we are able to render the dashboard. Now, let me choose some other dashboard, for example, property management dashboard, and let me click it, load dashboard. Now, the dashboard is loaded in this area. All these functionalities which I'm going to explain is completely created on top of using embedded SDK only, right? So in the same instance itself, I can able to switch the dashboard, and the canvas present here loads that the selected dashboard. So this is displaying whole dashboard. And let us the second one, widget rendering. Widget is nothing but one single metric, or simply we can say that one simple chart. You might have a scenario that in your web page or in your customer's product page, just one single widget is enough. Not necessary to display the whole dashboard. For that, you need not create a separate dashboard with that widget alone. You can simply use this widget embedding and embed that particular widget. For example, this dashboard is comprised of all these KPIs. In this, let me just choose only either one of the KPIs around. For example, let me choose profit by channel, this widget, to be loaded in this view area. So as you could see, I'm able to embed single widget in my whole view area. Even I'll be able to control the customize the title that need to be displayed. Okay, so like this, you'll be able to display a whole dashboard or the widgets based on need. Okay, now let's jump into the second portion, customization. So in a product, one could feel that this header doesn't look matching with the application, and this header is not required at all, because just the dashboard and the metrics percentage of the dashboard, uncheck this property. That is, unchecking here in the is nothing but I'm passing the value to the embedded SDK that show header. I don't need a header, and once I click apply, I'll be able to see only the dashboard, and there will not be any header at all, right? And not only that whole header, still we can have header, and I can control other aspects, like I need to have a title, but I need not have the exporting options. I need not allow my users to export the data to any of the formats. In that case, simply I can uncheck show export and just give apply. So in this case, the extra option will not be available, and all the other options we have set will be there. And additionally, this whole dashboard, the dashboard created itself is responsive, and it will be responsive and automatically adjusts itself based on the height and width of the application. Well, either it could be a tablet view or a mobile view or a large TV display or a very large screen, whatever it may be, the layout will adjust itself, and you'll be able to see the metrics within that screen itself. So coming to the theming support, by default there are two themes are there. If one need a custom theme like Orange or Metro theme, whatever it may be, you can contact Boldbia, and Boldbia will be able to support that theme also. And in this case, this is a default theme with light theme, and let me just choose this dashboard to be of dark theme. I didn't do any operation in this area. I didn't do any. I don't control the dashboard at all, right? I am controlling all the operations in my application layer only. So similarly, you can also control what need to be embedded, how it should be, and all those aspects. So just setting my theme as dark theme, the whole dashboard has changed to display as dark theme. When it comes to export, so as I told earlier, by default, it will be having all the options to export CSV, image, and all those things. If I uncheck Excel and CSV, then those two options will not be visible. Only the users will be able to export the dashboard as image and PDF, as you see here. And coming to filters, filters are nothing but setting some value within the dashboard. For example, this is a human resource dashboard. A human resource person will be managing with this dashboard. What is the head count, and what is the absenteeism per month? What is the employee count per department, and all those KPIs. In this dashboard, one could be checking out for accounting means he'll be generally selecting the that specific department within the dashboard. But I have a need that this particular dashboard should be logged in, embedded into an application which will be logged in by all the users, all the employees of company. But in this case, there is another need also. Each and every manager or each and every person should not be able to see the metrics of all the departments. For example, if an accounting person logs in to his application, and then only the accounting department's metrics alone should be visible. But I should not allow him to switch to other departments, right? So this is a very, very common use case. To tell about another example is, let's take a simple example. There is a departmental store, and which has 20 branches throughout a city. There is only one sales dashboard, but that sales dashboard, the metrics should be visible only to that particular store owner, store manager alone. The same dashboard will be present for all the 20 managers, but the person who is in charge of one particular store alone should be able to see the metrics of his store alone, right? So in this case, it is simply that if an accounting person logs in, he should be able to see the metrics of accounting team alone. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to set the option out of dashboard, right? Here I'm setting accounting as my department, and the dashboard will be showing only those details based on accounting department alone. Even if the person who logged in the application opens the filter, it will not have other departments information, right? So we can set up the external filter like this. And coming to the user-based filter, the same option, the same functionality, but it is going to be of a different scenario. Again, you have a dashboard created for the whole company, where all departments details are there, and you need to set up a control level at the dashboard level, uh, such that admin, let's consider that admin is nothing but general manager. The general manager should be able to visualize all the departments KPIs. Okay, so there are other managers as well. For example, let's take a minute. Apart from general manager, there could be other managers as well, right? So we have other managers like Andrew Bergs, Bergs Fuller, and Michael Anso. Now let me select Andrew Bergs. Andrew Bergs is in charge of specific departments. As you could see, Andrew Bergs can see is authorized to see below department data alone: accounting, administration, customer success, and customer support. So this user-based filter, with this feature, I will be setting the control in the whole BA dashboard itself. For this particular user, these 4 departments alone should be made visible. Other departments should not be visible like that. So in this case, if I just switch to Andrew Berg's user, only these 4 departments will be loaded. As you can see, only these 4 departments are present in this dashboard. So next, let us see about dynamic connection string. Again, with the same example, let me explain. Admin will be able to see all the department's data, and certain people will be able to see their departments alone. But what in case the company feels that Volbe doesn't need to handle this security layer? Let us handle the security layer on our end, that is database side. So in this case, the company, before creating dashboard itself, they create certain identities in their SQL server. So identity 1, again the same Andrew Bergs will be able to will be assigned with this identity, and this identity will be mapped with so and so connection string. Initial catalog will be set as identity 1, and it will be displaying just for these 4 departments alone. Similarly, in case of identity 2, the connection string will be different, and the departments which are able to see will be different. So now in this example, let's select identity 2. Now in this case, only the 4 departments which are privileged for this identity will be displayed. It could be confusing. The dynamic connection string and user-based filter both have same functionality, but the control level is different. When it comes to user-based filter, the control level will be set in BI application, where there will be only one database server connected to this dashboard. Within the BI, one will be setting based on the users, and what are the departments should be mapped to that particular user. When it comes to data binding, dynamic connection string, the control is set at database layer, not at BI layer. Okay, with the same dashboard, the connections, different connection string can be passed on to the same dashboard, and only the data that is coming through this particular database will be populated in this dashboard. I hope I made clear. And auto refresh. So there could be scenarios like you might need an auto refreshing dashboard to display the real-time stats. For example, what to say, you might create a weather report, or a dynamically changing pricing report, so and so, right? So you might have a requirement to such that the dashboard should refresh itself, such that user it should display the latest value even though user doesn't click the refresh button, right? So once this enable auto refresh is enabled, you can set the timing based on the refresh happens. For this particular demo, let me give a very short a short time of 5 seconds, and let's see what happens after 5 seconds of loading this dashboard. And the reason it is being given outside, and the reason to allow to control outside the dashboard is you can set this refresh timing as needed as you can, because during some peak times the dashboard might be low, having heavy load, and there might be some issues of getting the data, right, due to your database, which would be of handling the heavy traffic. It might fail sometimes. So in that case, you can control externally just by increasing the number of seconds over here. And once the database server at your end is fixed to accept more connections, then again you can reduce the seconds. This is one general use case why the interval settings is allowed to set outside the dashboard and outside the code even. So as I hope you would have saw that the dashboard has refreshed itself at the time of 5 seconds, right? And yeah, again it has refreshed on the next interval. Now let's look into the next part, events. So whatever the operation, the embedding operation that happens via embedding SDK, each and every event will be having a default definition to begin to display, to do something. So for example, the rendering event, render complete event, and all those things. For example, just consider that this is a web page, and once this particular widget is loaded, I'd like to show some form of information over this empty area. Then you can handle this particular widget's render complete event. You can override that, and you can write the code to display some other element in this particular area, right? This is one particular use case. Apart from that, you can also track whether all the widgets in the dashboard are properly rendered. Is there any failures? To check with to check that your dashboard is working properly or not. And coming to user interaction, you can set the URL parameters at your application level itself, and based on that, the dashboard will be loaded. For example, let me just choose IT department over here, and in the open position, okay, before that, I think I should select this allow URL navigation, and now let me choose this IT department, and in the open position by department, this master widget, let me click that. Upon clicking that, as I have enabled URL navigation, upon just clicking that, I'm able to see the dashboard to be opened in a new tab, which again, I can control this to be opened within the dashboard itself. And I'm able to get the, based on the selected value, which is passed in the URL, department equal to IT and the current vacancy, 9. You could see those values being populated here as well, right? So this is a very useful application, a very useful hello world kind of application, where you could see what kind of use case you have, and whether BoldBI has that feature. You can just cross check in a matter of seconds, and you can decide upon how effective is BoldBI. Now, coming back to my presentation, there are some upcoming features in Embedded BI as well. The two most important features are master embed secret support and data impersonation for additional security.
And everyone, we hope that you keep an eye out for any future BoldBI webinars, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.